Hey guys, what's up? I am here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Nanatsu no Taizai, Kamigami no Gekirin, or you could call it the Seven Deadly Sins, Wrath of the Gods on episode 6. Now, I will be honest with you guys, despite my complaints and changes with the series of Nanatsu no Taizai that's being produced by a different studio, I won't deny the fact that they're doing a nice job adapting the events that happened in the manga to the anime format. But if anything else, let's just get this started. We see to it that King and Diane, of course they're in Droll and Gluckshina's body, they end up having to talk to the real Gother after he reveals himself and ends up talking about what he did to break out of prison. He's trying to end the Holy War. And of course this real Gother who appeared himself in front of Diane and King, we have to it that King decides to go on ahead after having a few small words to talk with Gother, saying that he does not trust him and why would he do such a thing and cause a lot of pain and misery, etc. And we see to it that that Gother is really surprised to see how Diane and King are not really being affected by his commandment or something, which is something will be explained later throughout I think in a couple later episodes, so I'm not going to say it here. But aside from that, we see to it that he decides to put Gother the doll into auto mode and tells him that you're going to be on your own from now on, and I need you to be strong and I need you to learn a lot of things from here on out. And he asks Diane for help, although he says no the first time after he asks for help because he doesn't really know what the Gother did to him in the 3,000 years later, so it was stupid. But Diane, who lost her memory, doesn't really know what to say exactly, And we see to it that Gother, the doll, asked Diane for help and to guide him down the right path, etc. Although Diane was really worried and reluctant to do so, she decides to accept it either way. But throughout the halfway point, we have to it that King arrives at the location, but not before the halfway point ends up showing another second half of what's going on. We have to it that Ro continues to kill the people of Stigma, and we see to it that Hirade, the young one, that's 3,000 years ago, tries to stop him from doing so, and she threatened to possibly kill him, or just kill him. But of course, Ro tells her to kill me then. I don't care. That makes it better. Although she was reluctant to do so, and because of that reluctance, she gets attacked by one of Ro's friends, and of course Ro will later on kill his friend in return after he caused damage to Hirade. And we see to it, of course, Ro asks Hirade, why didn't you freaking kill me? What the heck is wrong with you? And we see to it that Hirade explains to Ro that it's because you had someone in your mind for a long time, and I also see a lot of sadness, anger, and rage beneath you. And we see to it that Ro explains everything, that the image that was inside his head was actually his childhood friend that he cared about and loved greatly, It was hoping he would grow up with her, marry her, and have a nice life, but apparently that did not become the case because Stigma would later on be responsible for destroying his village, and that goes with his friends as well. And this is when they were on hunting training too, and that's when they got back, they gotten really upset. They cried so much to a point they can't cry anymore, and they made up their minds to want to destroy Stigma because of what they did. They did not know why they did it, but they have a guess, because they give a guess, a reason why they did it to their village is because Ro explains how he and the villagers ends up helping a young demon and actually gave him some hospitality, or should I say some service to see to it that he gets back into good shape. And I guess that's the reason how Stigma found out, and they end up destroying the village anyway. And that's when things kind of gave the reason why Ro and his friends or companions decide to take their revenge on Stigma because of what they did, Therefore, Hirade realizes Ro's sin, and therefore she decides to explain this to Ro by saying, I'm the one that committed the sin too, I wanted this holy war to end so badly that I ignored the atrocities of what Ludoshel has been doing. No matter what evil thing or how horrifying, how ugly, how filthy the action was, she ended up ignoring it and let him do what he pleases so he could end the holy war and it could be all over, you know? And she is at fault for having that sin, for not taking any action sooner. Although, like, although it could be a sin depending how you don't take action or if it's a sin of sloth. I mean, like, there are many things you could, like, interpret it depending on the situation. But I could understand Harare's perspective in a certain way, but still, I mean, like, if you don't speak up and not understanding these atrocities, but if she had no chance against him, what's the point? But aside from that, King in Gluckshinia's body arrived on the scene, gets really angry, and was about to kill Ro, but decides against it after he remembers his time of how Bond smiled at him and he lets him kill him, and he decides not to do that to Ro. But apparently, that was not the case for King, who will later on realize that Ro's body is still obliterated, and we get to see a face of another Gluckshinia who actually killed Ro. And King returns back to his original body, and Gluckshinia says, "So you made that choice, huh?" etc. And we see to it that, like, Gluckshinia asks King this question: "Why didn't you kill Ro? Why didn't you kill Ro then, knowing that you came back?" And we see to it that King explains, like, he had his reasons why he did it. I mean, I fought a lot of people who had a reason why they did this kind of evil, but there was no pure evil within his soul. But Gluckshinia says otherwise by saying, "This is why I'm really worried about you, you know? It's because there is pure evil," etc. And he further explains to King that if he actually died in that situation or in anywhere of where they got sent away, King's body would have died right away and after he left it there. But because, like, he was trying to make a decision that could change the past, history would later on correct itself by saying this is what has to happen. No matter what you try to do, it's gonna, like, correct itself on the right course no matter what decision you make. And that's the reason why King got sent back, is because he made a decision that Gluckshinia didn't make when the time came about. But if King made the same decision of killing Ro as Gluckshinia did, then he would have been stuck in a angry frenzy to the point of killing innocent humans and people of stigma, and he will later become part of the Ten Commandments, and etc. to a point where he would not return either. So it was like this: make a decision that the original didn't make, or if you made the same decision as the original did, then you'd be stuck there. So pretty much King was kind of in a situation where he could have died or may not come back at all, or just die in general. Because one, if he really died in that going back in time, past or something, his body would die. Two, if he made the same decision as Gluckshinia did, such as killing Ro, he would never return. So yeah, King got unlucky enough to, like, make that decision in the first place due to his own experience, you know. But we see to it, of course, that Diane and Droll's body. Well, I forgot to mention that Gotha decides to give something to Diane that was in Droll's body, something which apparently was shown before King arrived at the situation where Ro was at. But yeah. Anyways, all we know is that the episode ends up with Zeldris having to appear himself and gets ready to, like, cause some damage very badly. So looks like we're gonna have to see what's going to happen next. All right. So until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Have a good day. I'll see you guys next time. All right. Peace out. Bye bye. Toot toot.